Gotta tape some gold stripes on this airplane. I don't know where to do it. Just go for it. Yeah, that should do it. Yeah. Hey, Cobra Customs back at it here. Hope you enjoyed a little goofing around at the beginning there. Something new I'm trying. Let me know if you like it, hate it, what I should have done different, better, whatever, anything like that. As we are getting started here, I did have to do a lot of taping. No, I did not film it, which is why I had the idea of doing something ridiculous at the beginning. So taped all this off, taped off the red stripe that was on there from last episode, and started spraying some gold. Wasn't 100% sure how this was going to come out, but sometimes you just got to go for it and hope for the best and do the best you can, and have maybe a backup plan on how to fix it if things don't go well. Some of the spraying here that you're seeing that's off screen is I'm spraying the tips of the wings. I wasn't aware it wasn't on camera, but you can see them down there in the bottom corner. So from here, sit back and relax and listen to some great music while I do some airbrushing here, and I'll check back in here in a minute. And here are those wing tips that the rear wing that I was spraying off camera back there that I said something about. So here you can see them a little better. This green tape that I started using was a tape I haven't used on this stuff before. It was sticking a little too well. I was a little concerned about what it would pull off tape wise, but as you can see, it really wasn't that big of a deal. Ended up working out really well. One thing I did catch, I'm not sure you can see it on camera here, but through spraying this gold, the gold flake, the metallic sparkle and stuff in it, got over everything. So most of the plane, even though I had taped off, somehow it got in the air. Now it's all got a little bit of a gold spark to it. Not super mad about that. It's kind of cool because you really can't see it until you get into certain lights. So I'm gonna rock with it for now. Can always go over the black areas if I really feel like it, but I think right now I'm good with it. here since we transitioned on. Did start water slide decals. Now I get all my water slide decals from Badmother Customs. You can find them on eBay. They do a great job. They've got old school scale, so the close to 1/18 scale and 1/12 scale for I think almost all G.I. Joe vehicles at this time. Some just regular Cobra G.I. Joe logos. I kind of got a mix of all kinds of different things from them, so I keep a bunch of extras around. I don't always go with the exact ones that were on the vehicle originally, though that's what they usually go with. I just use what I feel is going to look good, or what I feel should be in that spot, whether it was on the original toy or not back in the 80s. So here I'm going to do some of that work here. So if you got any questions on that, please put it down in the comments, techniques or improvements. If you think I can improve on doing something, I'm definitely not an expert at water slides. Doing my best here. And yeah, if you got any questions, please leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now through October 31st, visit GICustoms.com and purchase $100 or more of modular defense add-ons and get a computer console for absolutely free. Just visit our site and check out our large selection of different add-ons for your modular defense system from Hasbro, such as walls, rails, and risers, and get a computer console for absolutely free. Go and visit today. And here we're going to go into a little bit of wash on these engines. Now the details and everything from last videos are dried. I'm going to do a relatively heavy wash on these. Nothing crazy. You'll see I dabbed some of it off with a paper towel, so it's not too heavy anywhere, but this definitely adds some depth and realism, which if you've watched my other videos is definitely something I go for whenever possible. I mean, keeping that in mind, this is gijoe, so it's only going to be so real at some points. But I'm going to do this on both engines, and we'll go from there. At this point, I wanted to do a little bit of assembly, see how things were lining up, so adding on some of the canopies and everything. It's pretty nice. The one in the back, the rotation, the paint did mess with it a little bit, so it didn't rotate as easily as I would like. You can see here I struggle with it a little bit, but I did fix that since then, just sanded down a little bit of the paint, and then it rotates like it's supposed to. So it's looking good. I think everything's lining up. I'm glad I don't have to paint the black parts of the canopy. Those are thin and I didn't want to get anything on the glass, so works out really well. So rest of this should be a little bit more of decals, and then this will be second to last video, so I'll do one more video finishing everything up. I've already started some of the paint on the missiles and different things like that. I'll do a wash over everything, and all the little details that you don't see here will happen in one last video, and then we'll wrap this up and we'll get started into the 3D printed Tomahawk. So definitely subscribe, turn on notifications, like this video. That way you can keep in touch with everything, know when the next video comes up, the last video of the Rattler, as well as when the Tomahawk starts, because I know that's going to be a popular series. Thank you. I appreciate everyone that's watched so far and continues to watch, and have a good rest of your week.